about palms, I want to point out an interesting thing, which you may or may have not noticed. We have palms and pines side by side. We're at 1,200 feet, which I think is 350 meters above sea level. We're at what is known as the Palm-Pine Divide. Very unusual location, not found in many places around the world. So if you go further south toward El Tuito, for those of you who took the bus, as we go higher into the Sierra Madres, higher in altitude, the palm trees disappear entirely, and you get these beautiful pine forests. You'll swear you're not in Mexico. As you go closer to sea level, lower in altitude, the pine trees disappear naturally. 900 different types of ficus trees in the world. There are 12 of them that have a very unusual characteristic in that they strangle their host.
What?
This is one of them, exactly. Though it is a ficus tree, it's known as the strangler fig. And in the spring, it bears a little fig, which falls to the ground. For that fig to germinate and become another strangler fig, it has to go through a digestive system. So you'll get a bird, or a possum, or a raccoon that will eat the fig, go back up into the tree, and poop out the seed, now in a wonderful little fertilizer packet. So when our rainy season comes, it begins to grow. First thing it does is it sends down an aerial root, and we can see one. You see it kind of midway out on that branch coming down? You see it? When that aerial root hits the ground, assuming it's not over our Rio Horcones or over a road or on a rock, it actually begins to take root. At that point, this tree is toast. It will at that point begin to suck the nutrients from the tree, and those roots will begin to multiply at an incredible speed and will wrap the tree, literally strangling it to death. So if we look down at the base of this tree, most people would say the trunk. It's actually not, because if you look how that's all intertwined, those are the roots. So if we were to slice into that tree, we would find the original host plant completely engulfed, completely strangled, completely dead. It has two other common names that I love. You'll never forget them. Gringo tree and the tourist tree. Why? Take a look at the bark. It kind of looks like a sunburned, peeling gringo. It's a member of the frankincense family. They use the bark to make incense. They also use it for varnish. This is a young one. I wanted to point out that one because it really shows the bark better. We talked about the strangler fig and how the fig lands in the tree, takes root, and then begins to strangle the host. The beautiful thing about the paparillo, or the gumbo limbo, something lands in it, the bark just peels away. This particular plant was discovered by the Aztec god Quetzalcoatl, who was the Aztec god of war. Please correct my pronunciation. He discovered this particular tree and gave it to man as a gift. The fruit of this particular tree was considered so valuable, and the drink that they obtained from it so precious, only the high priests and the very wealthy nobles were allowed to partake of it. In fact, the little seeds inside were so valuable that it was considered a form of currency. So, these wonderful little seeds actually line this pod, and it's from this that we get chocolate. This is the cacao.
The cacao?
Cacao, C-A-C-A-O. Yep.
Wow.
So what happens, these will actually, this is a little bit north for them. They prefer further southern altitudes. These will get quite large. They'll turn a deep yellow and then an orange. At that point, they're ripe. We remove the seeds inside and put them in a large bowl covered in their own juices. They ferment then for 3 days. Afterwards, we take them out, dry them, and then roast them, much like a coffee, and grind it. And it's from that we get cacao. There's about 20,000, some people say 30,000 different types of orchids in the world. 1,200 of them are native to Mexico. There are about 60 of them that are native to this particular region within 70 miles of this area. Pretty amazing. Of the 1,200 native to all of Mexico, probably the most popular is the one growing up the side of this strangler fig. You see that long vine with the thin spade-shaped kind of leaf? Many people do not realize, but vanilla comes from an orchid. That's the vanilla orchid. Again, a long history in Mexico, starting back again at the time of the Aztecs, when the Aztec people went to the people of Veracruz. People of Veracruz were known for vanilla. It was their most valuable commodity. And when the Aztecs conquered them, they sent back in tribute vanilla. Whenever the Spanish came, they found these beautiful orchids and thought, what a wonderful thing to take back to our country. We'll make plantations of our own. So they sent back all of these vanilla orchids hoping for vanilla, but they didn't realize that there is a relationship, a symbiotic relationship between a bee found only in Mexico and the vanilla orchid. Without that bee, found only in Mexico, the flower, which flowers only one day in April, cannot be pollinated. Without that pollination, in November, we do not get vanilla. So here we have the rhododendron house, which is going to totally go counter to what I've just said, because rhododendrons are native to Asia. It's the national flower of Nepal. It is not native to Mexico. So why do we have this big, beautiful house dedicated to a non-native when our mission is the study of native Mexican plants? One of our founding board members, Dee Danieri, was the president of the American Rhododendron Society. And she, as an experiment, wanted to see if rhododendrons would grow here in Vallarta. You can find rhododendrons all the way up into the northern part of Canada, all the way down into New Zealand and Australia, beautiful ones in England, so she thought, let's try them here. The ones that we have on display here are the Vireas, or the tropical rhododendrons. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that so you would not think that we're being hypocritical. There are a couple interesting rhododendron facts. There are several types of rhododendrons where the pollen is hallucinogenic. If bees make honey and you eat that or something made with that honey, it will literally make you high. Truthful. We have it for sale down in the gift shop. There are 2 species of rhododendrons where the pollen is toxic. So if you were to happen upon some honey and eat that, or something made with that honey, it would kill you. There are historic instances where warring tribes sent as a mock peace offering the honey and killed off the other tribe. The toxicity of rhododendrons was once so well known. If you sent somebody a black vase filled with rhododendrons or their sister azaleas, you were literally sending a death threat. So very, very serious poison qualities in these. I do want to mention we have a lot of other things here that are here for your enjoyment. Some beautiful staghorn ferns, have some beautiful lilies from the Philippines. So please come back at your leisure and enjoy. We have some beautiful rhododendrons down there. We also have some beautiful orchids. Again, our focus is orchids here at the garden. These are Phalaenopsis. You can find these just about anywhere. Anybody who is interested in growing orchids, these are probably the easiest. You can even grow them in northern climates. You just need an eastern exposure, very little water. It looks very much like an Easter lily. You can see there's a couple blooms. The strange thing about this is supposed to be blooming at Easter. So it's very, very early this year. It's a moth-pollinated flower, so it's fragrant primarily at night. When this is in full bloom, this entire tree will be covered with these blooms, and about 6 p.m. on, the smell is so heavy, it literally will knock you over.